There comes a moment in many relationships that feels confusing, quiet, and deeply painful. It's not the moment they leave. It's not even the moment they hurt you. It's the moment you realize your love is no longer being valued and your presence is no longer respected. They still talk to you, but they don't listen. They still see you, but they don't see you. And your instinct, your natural human instinct, is to explain more, love harder, beg silently, or fight for what you already gave freely. But today, I want to tell you something important. When someone stops valuing your love and respecting your presence, begging is the worst thing you can do. Not because you're weak, but because you're powerful, and power needs direction. So if you're here, listen closely, because what you're about to hear can change how people treat you forever. The painful realization. Let's start with the truth most people avoid. People don't suddenly stop valuing you. They slowly become comfortable losing you. It happens when your forgiveness becomes predictable, your effort becomes guaranteed, your boundaries disappear, and your absence no longer feels like a loss to them. And when that happens, respect quietly leaves the room. Not because you weren't enough, but because you were too available without conditions. Here's the painful part. The more you beg, explain, chase, or try to prove your worth, the smaller your value becomes in their eyes. Not because love is wrong, but because respect is born from consequence. And right now, they feel none. Let me say this clearly. Begging does not bring love back. It only teaches someone that losing you has no cost. When you beg, you say, "I will stay even if you hurt me. I will adjust even if you disrespect me. I will accept less to keep you." And the human mind, whether we like it or not, responds to energy, not words. Begging shifts the power balance, and once respect is gone, love cannot survive. That's why people who beg often hear, "You're too much, you're suffocating, I need space." But the truth is, they don't need space from you. They need space from the guilt of knowing they're not treating you right. The moment you feel taken for granted, spoken to without care, ignored but expected to stay, loved only when convenient, that is the moment you stop talking and start acting. Not angrily, not dramatically, not with ultimatums, but with self-respect so calm it's terrifying. You do not announce it, you do not threaten it, you become it. What to do immediately? Step 1. Go quiet, not cold. Silence is not punishment, it's clarity. Stop explaining how you feel. They already know. They just didn't care enough to adjust. Pull your energy back. Less messages, less emotional availability, less access to your thoughts and pain. Not to manipulate, but to reclaim yourself. When someone no longer hears your words, they will finally hear your absence. Step 2. Remove the benefits without announcing it. If they get your attention, your emotional support, your loyalty, your softness, without respecting you, you stop providing those benefits. Not with anger, with dignity. You don't reward behavior that wounds you. This is where respect begins to return, because consequences wake people up. Step 3. Rebuild your center. Here's what most people miss. This isn't about getting them back. This is about getting you back. Start doing things that don't involve them, not to post online, not to make them jealous, but to remember who you were before you made someone the center of your emotional world. Confidence that doesn't ask for permission is magnetic. Step 4. Set one clear boundary only if needed.
If they approach you confused by the change, you don't argue. You say something calm and short. I value respect, and I won't stay where it's missing. Then you stop talking. No debates, no defending, no over-explaining. Boundaries only work when you're ready to walk away from what violates them. Here is the next part. What happens next? This will surprise you. One of three things will happen. Option 1, they feel the loss and correct their behavior, not with words, but with consistency. Option 2, they get angry because your silence exposes their behavior. Option 3, they disappear, which tells you everything you needed to know. And here's the key truth. Any outcome where you keep your dignity is a win, because love without respect is not love, it's emotional labor. If someone stops valuing your love and respecting your presence, don't beg, don't chase, don't shrink yourself. Love yourself enough to become unavailable to disrespect. The right person doesn't need reminders to treat you well, and the wrong person will only realize your value when you stop giving it away for free. Choose dignity, always.
The moment you stop begging, something strange happens inside you. At first, it feels uncomfortable. You feel the urge to explain yourself, to send one more message, to make them understand your pain. That urge isn't love, it's withdrawal. You were emotionally invested in someone who stopped investing back, and now your nervous system is learning how to stand on its own again. This phase is dangerous, not because you're weak, but because this is where most people relapse. They break silence too early. They give access too soon. They apologize for boundaries they never should have crossed. But if you hold steady here, you step into a version of yourself they've never met before. Here's a hard truth. People feel your absence more than they respect your words. When you stop begging, your energy leaves the room, the emotional safety you provided disappears, and suddenly they're left alone with themselves. That's when memory kicks in. They remember how you supported them, how you forgave easily, how you stayed when it wasn't easy, not because you reminded them, but because you stopped being there. And absence creates reflection. Let's be clear, this is not a game. This is not ignore them so they chase you. This is self-respect returning to its rightful place. If they come back only when you pull away, that already tells you something important. They valued your presence, but not your personhood. And part 2 is where you decide what you will tolerate going forward. When someone realizes they're losing access to you, they often test you. They may send a casual message, act like nothing happened, show sudden affection without accountability. This is not change. This is curiosity. They're checking, do I still have power here? Your response, or lack of it, answers that question. You don't confront, you don't accuse, you don't pour your heart out. You stay calm, consistent, grounded, because real change doesn't rush you. It meets you where you are. If they say, you've changed, you're distant, you don't care anymore, understand this. They're not upset that you changed. They're upset that they no longer benefit from who you used to be. Do not defend yourself. Growth does not require permission. Healing does not need approval. Silence here is strength. Self-respect isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It looks like not responding immediately, not over-explaining your feelings, not accepting half-effort apologies, not chasing emotional closure. It's choosing peace over proving a point. And here's the shift. When you stop chasing clarity from them, clarity finds you. Most people wait for closure, but closure doesn't come from conversations, it comes from patterns. If someone repeatedly disrespected you, that was the explanation. If someone only valued you when you were leaving, that was the answer. Closure is accepting that you don't need them to understand why you're done. This is where things change. You're no longer reacting, you're observing. You're no longer available by default, you're intentional. And suddenly, they're unsure, they're cautious, they're aware of losing something real, because confidence that doesn't beg is unsettling to those who benefited from your insecurity. When someone stops valuing your love and respecting you, the lesson is not to love harder. The lesson is to love yourself enough to walk differently. Not with anger, not with pride, but with dignity so strong that disrespect can't survive near it. Part 2 ends here, where your silence becomes language and your absence becomes a boundary.